Okay, as we told that today we will start with array, one new data structure. So what you have studied like previously was primitive data structure. Like it is not, I'm not talking about data structure, but data structure means what? If every data has a structure, though we are, even though we are doing C programming, but we must have some idea about data structure, because what is data structure? Data has some structure, that is only called data structure. Okay, every data has some structure. So what do you mean by the data structure? Like see, suppose in the case of, suppose in the case of normal, in the case of normal, let me show you. Suppose integer I. Okay, can you all see the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Suppose when we are writing int I, what structure am I using? Any data structure? Yes, I am using data structure.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, your voice is the voice is too poor. Like it's too low. Your voice.
Okay. 1 minute. 1 minute. Can you all hear me now? Shaun,
Yes,
can
ma'am.
you hear me clearly, Ritam?
Yeah, ma'am, can hear you,
Or
but
Yes,
ma'am,
ma'am.
your voice is much like it's too low.
No, ma'am, it's okay.
No, ma'am, it's okay.
No, ma'am, it's okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Then I think I am having problem. Sorry, ma'am.
No. You should verify, no, whether it is from my side or your side. There is nothing wrong to tell what is there. So I'm trying to be more louder so that if you have problems, still you can reach. Okay. So just before I start, I would like to tell you once about little bit data structure. So data is having a structure. Can we all understand that data is having a structure? Suppose the data here we have taken is what? Data here we have taken is I. So what data structure I is having? I is having a structure of 2 bytes. Okay, 2 bytes of memory. Let us assume this is 1 byte and this is 1 byte. We have used Excel sheet so that you can feel that one square box is 1 byte. So I is a I itself. When you are using just writing int I, then also you are using a data structure. That is, your data here is I and structure of data is 2 bytes of memory. Is it understandable? Very basic of data structure.
Yes, ma'am.
What is data and what is the structure of data? Yes. One more thing. One more example I want to give you before introduction of array data structure. Why data structure I told today, even though it is C class? Because array is kind of a data structure. Until and unless we have array, we don't need to have an idea about data structure, because anyhow int I will be always having 2 bytes or 4 bytes. It is a fixed thing. Okay, so it is a primary data type, primitive data type. Primitive data type means basic data type. So what all basic data types we have? Integer, float, character, all those things are called basic or primitive data type. So today we are starting with non-primitive data type. Non-primitive means what? Based on primitive data type, that is integer, character or float, we are using that basic data types and deriving some kind of data type which is non-primitive. So as of now, you don't think so much about primitive, non-primitive. First, let us start with the idea of array. Why array came into picture. Please, all of you, listen carefully and try to understand. Tell me immediately if you have doubt. I want to add 10 values, 10 different values. Okay. So what should I do? According to how much is our knowledge, I will be taking 1 variable, 2 variable, 3 variable, 4 variable, all commas are there. I'm not giving. Okay. All semicolons are there. Integer or either int q then semicolon or int q comma w comma e comma r, like that, comma t comma y comma u comma I comma o. So many I have written, 3 4 5 6 7 some 8 9 I have given. So that many variable I need to take, and finally I have to do q plus w plus e plus r plus t dot dot dot. I need to keep on adding. What is the drawback? Can you tell me, my dear children? What is the drawback in that?
Ma'am, if there is 100 numbers, then it's not possible to write the total 100 numbers.
Yes, like you are absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. It is not possible, but logically it is possible. You can declare 100 variables and you can add 100 variables also, but it is a tedious job, practically not possible, because 100 can go to lakh, can go to crore. So taking crore variable is nearly impossible. So I need to declare a whole day, I need to declare the variable only. So that is the reason when I need to deal with the integers, all are integers only, or maybe all are floats only, or maybe character only. Character addition anyhow normally we don't do. So we do concatenation operation, all those things are there. Along with array, this will be coming. Okay. So what we need is something like, let us discuss with this background. Let me discuss one problem, one real life problem. Suppose all of my children's computer marks I want to store. Okay, I have suppose 120 children in my class. So I need to store 120 marks, different marks, and according to the concept we know I should have 120 variable. So instead of doing that, what we have tried to do is, in that part of CD development, what they have tried to do is they have taken only one variable name, and under one variable name they have constructed one data structure. How is that data structure? It will consist of how many locations, how many I need. If I need 120, I will be allocating 120 locations in the same name. So I have a single variable name where I am storing 120 values, but one condition is all the values must be having same data type. So what I'm trying to do here is I will be taking one, that is a solution. I will be taking marks, I will be taking one variable, and in that only I will be assigning 120 marks. So can you tell me one thing? When we write int I, what happens? 2 bytes of memory gets allocated for I. Clear? For I, 2 bytes of memory will be allocated. Clear? Is it clear? So yes. When I am writing int of cmarks is a variable, and within the bracket I am writing 120. It means what? I am allocating in memory 120 into 2 bytes of memory. 120 into 2 bytes of memory space I am reserving. So this kind of data structure, why we are not calling this as primitive, we are calling this as non-primitive, because any of the basic data structure, either integer or float, these are the basic data structure we are using. But how we are using? We are using them in multiple. We are constructing a single variable which is a combination of 120 basic variable, that is 120 integers. Okay, so my derived variable, derived meaning you can understand. Okay, if I know your date of birth, can I derive the age from your date of birth? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
So that is called deriving. If one is known, some other information can be derived. You have not told me your age, but I can derive it if you are telling me your date of birth. So similarly, similar kind of things. That is the example of deriving data type in Oracle. So here what we are discussing is integer is a data type which has a structure, that is it allows us to allocate 2 bytes of memory. So when I'm writing int C marks, only C marks, it will allocate 2 bytes. But if I write in third bracket 120, it will be allocating 120 into, I wrote 12 by mistake, 120 into 2 bytes of memory space. Okay, and this will be nothing but called as array. Now C marks is not my integer variable, it is array of 120 integers. Array of 120 integers. Is it understandable? How is array? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
All
ma'am.
of you unmute. All of you unmute. Any doubt is there? So, what is the need of array? Need of array is avoiding multiple variables. Okay. Avoiding and also handling multiple variables. Handling multiple variables. Why we wrote avoiding as well as handling? Because it is very difficult for me to pick up one variable from that. Okay, I have somehow declared 100 variables, but suppose one is getting changed. So again, find out which variable has to be changed. Suppose all 20 are given by all 120 students. So one I need to find out from there. Where is that one? So it is little difficult also to handle. And one more thing is, it will allocate lot of memory space. It will allocate memory space, I should not say, because here also memory space is required. But you know, there is one more way how the allocation of array will happen. I will show you first. Suppose if I am taking, please listen carefully and understand, and if any doubt you tell me. Suppose I have I, j and k variable declared. Okay, and similarly, parallelly, this one you concentrate. I am giving different color. I have declared 3 variables, and similarly, I have taken one array A, and I am allocating 3 elements. Can you tell me what is the difference? Here difference is this is for I, this is for I. Let's say these 2 memory location. Okay, let me draw memory, then you can better understand. Suppose this is my memory. Okay, please listen and understand carefully. This is very important concept. Suppose this is my memory. Memory is already this part is filled. This part is filled. Here also it is filled, and here also it is filled. Here also it is filled, and let me take here also it is filled. Okay. Now 2, 4, 6. No, let me take here also it is filled. This is the present scenario of my memory. Somebody would have used this memory and would have used those spaces and blocked the memory. Now, if I'm taking two variables, or I'm taking three variables, let me think that I is allocated here. This is for I. Now, why I is allocated here? Can you tell me? Here I don't have 2 bytes continuously. Here I don't have 2 bytes. But here only first place where I have 2 bytes continuous. Okay. Here again I have 2 bytes. So let me. Yes.
And why it is in horizontal way? Why can't you do it vertically, ma'am?
Which one you are telling? It is not why. It is why because already memory is designed and address is given, suppose, in the horizontal way. If address is given in the vertical way, checking will be done vertically. If address is given in horizontal way, then checking will be done horizontally. Simple thing.
Okay.
All the locations are already numbered. Your school, college rooms already numbered. So you will be checking first room 1. Room 1 is not free. We'll be going to room 2. So whether it is horizontal or vertical does not matter. You are going according to room number. Similarly, here you are going according to the memory address. Address is assigned horizontally. So you are also moving. So ij is allocated. Now here for k, memory is allocated. Did you understood how will be the memory allocation for ij and k? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. But you have seen, now I am just doing undo. You see, in this case, if it is array, how will be the memory allocation? Can you tell me? It should be always continuous. So for allocating 3 bytes, I need 6 bytes of continuous memory space. Then only memory can be allocated, otherwise not. Can we have 6 bytes of memory continuously free here? 1, not possible. 3, here 2, 3, here 3, here 1, here 4, here 2, here 3, 4, here 2. So in this, if this is the condition of memory, we cannot allocate the memory for array. Is it understandable? In array, memory allocation must be continuous. Memory allocation must be in continuous memory location. It won't be like 1 here, 1 here, 1 here. So if in my memory at least I have the spaces, so for A I will be having memory allocated here. I will be having memory, I can allocate 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 4, 6. So the 6 bytes I can allocate for the name of A. 2, 2, 2. Is it understandable? Whereas in the case of ijk, what we did here for I and here for j, because the next 2 bytes memory I just need for j to store, then 2 bytes memory here for k to store. So this is my I, this is my j, and this is my k. This is my k. Whereas under the name of A, we have 6 bytes of memory allocation for array. Is this clear for all of us? Having 3 different variables and having array with 3 elements. Is it clear for all of us?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Any doubt? It's very basic. It should be clear. Okay. So definition of array is a collection of homogeneous data type. Definition. Okay. One more thing I should tell. After that, I will tell you what is the definition. See, int A3. Can I write int / float A3? I cannot write because one variable can be of one type only. Yes or no? Did we declared before int / float means I can be in float everything? No. This is a single variable I, so it can be of single type only, either integer or float. So in array is a collection of homogeneous data types. What is array? Array is a collection of homogeneous data types. Array is a collection of homogeneous data types. Homogeneous data type means same. Homogeneous means same. And what is the same meaning? Same means either integer. Integer means only integer. Float means only float. Character means only character. Long means only long. Double means only double. Is it clear for all of us? Homogeneous meaning?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Next point, what we studied is all the elements should be present in the continuous memory location. All the elements should be present in the it is called contiguous or continuous, you can say continuous memory location. Continuous or contiguous memory location. Continuous means continuous only. It cannot be broken in between. It cannot go from one line to another line. Okay, this is end of the line, so next line it will go. No. Same line. And as you told, vertical, horizontal, see, concept is, it is not vertical, horizontal. According to memory address, it will go. Okay. So whether it is vertical, horizontal does not matter. According to the address, and line concept is line concept only. So if it is horizontal line, it may go up to the end of the line, not that it can go somewhere. Okay. Continuous memory location it should take. Line is not important. Important is memory locations should be continuous. Okay. So what is the definition of array? Array is a collection of homogeneous data elements. Homogeneous data types means same data types, either it can be integer, float, long, whatever, and all the elements should be present in the continuous memory location. So advantage of array is what? Advantage of array is, can you tell me? Advantage of array? Yes.
We can have multiple in one time.
Multiple values under one name. Okay. MV, I am writing multiple values under one name. So it reduces naming complexity, okay, of having 100 variables in different names. So multiple variable under one name, it reduces the naming complexity of the variable. Okay. Next is, as it is continuous, as it is stored in the continuous memory location. Okay, so what is the advantage is, we can use indexing for array. Indexing means what? First location I can consider as 0th location, second location 1, third location 2, fourth location 3, like that, and so on. So I can use indexing. How to use indexing? I have an array of let's say 10 elements. So first element of the array will be considered as a 0th element. I can say that this element which we have stored here is the 0th element, a 0th element. So we can use indexing and we can access the variable. So if I don't need to know the name, I need to know the location. Here it is, I don't need to know anything. Compiler will understand and do the needful. I'm just telling. So by using same variable with the help of indexing, you can access all the memory locations. Now you think one thing. So if it is integer, first two bytes will be occupied by one integer. Second byte Second byte will be occupied by another integer, second 2 bytes. Third 2 bytes will be occupied by another integer, and so on. So what will be the two things we should tell? First thing is, see why I have given 0 here. It is a convention. For array is designed in C programming in such a way that the first element is indexed as 0. It means what? Whenever you are declaring an array, so first element of the array will be always indexed by 0. This 0 is not given by us. This data structure is already made. How you will understand? See this third bracket. Whenever you are using this third bracket, compiler will treat this as an array, and immediately compiler will allocate continuous memory space. How many continuous memory space? 10 continuous memory space. Then 10 into how much? Dependent on the data type. Integer means 10 into 2, character means 10 into 1, float means 10 into 4. So that many memory location, but first one will be always mentioned with 0. Is this understandable for all of us?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So, second location, array 1, second location A of 2, third location A of 2, A of 3, A of 4, A of 5, like that. Okay. Now, one more very important thing you need to learn. Maybe today it is not required, but if you can remember, it will be good. When it is an integer, these 2 bytes will be indexed as 0. Okay, maybe I cannot show you that concept as of now. When we will go to pointer, I can tell you clearly in another 1 or 2 weeks. Okay, so because it is integer, one integer will take 1 byte. You can simply logically understand. One integer will take 2 bytes. So that is only the first element. So here my first element, A0th element is 1. My second element will start storing here. Suppose it is 44. So this is the element of A1. This is the element A1. What is the value of A1? A1 equals to 44. Is it clear? A2, 55. So what is A2? A2 is 55. A2 is 55. Is it clear? How it is assigned? Don't go for the details. But can you understand why I told that automatically in the array, first location will be assigned as 0 because it is a convention. But second location will be one location which will be after 2 bytes, because here one location equals to 2 bytes. So second location, if it is an integer array, starts from third memory location, third byte. So that will be assigned as 1 value, because your second element will start storing from the third memory location. Is it clear? Is it
Yes,
clear,
ma'am.
or I
Yes,
will
ma'am.
tell it
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
more simplified form? Please tell me. Shall I tell it in more simplified form to understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So let me delete these two. Okay. Let me delete these two. So more simplified form, if I tell, suppose integer array means all 2 bytes. Okay. So you just imagine that here it is 2 bytes. One room is equals to 2 bytes. So one integer is stored. Now this is the second location. How much is the length of this byte? You don't consider as of now. Anyhow, you know one integer means 2 bytes. So this is the first location of array having the index 0. Second location having the index 1. This is the third location of array having index 2. So first location of array consists of 1. Second location I have 44. Third location I have 55. Is it understandable? byte and all, how many bytes you neglect now. You think that one room can accommodate one integer. So first room will be indexed by 0. Indexed by 0 means what? If the array name is A, so A of 0 is 1. So first element of the array is 1, second element 44, third element 55. Is it understandable?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
One more basic thing before we implement and execute array, you try to understand. Okay. See, we have written A of 0, A of 1, A of 2. Then next location must be A of 3. Next location must be A of 4, and so on. Clear? Now, I first need to fill the values. I may assign A0 equals to 1, A1 equals to 44, A2 equals to 55. Can you see this and tell me one symmetry? See, this value is increasing by 1. This value is increasing by 1. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Actual increment is happening 2 bytes each. But I am telling you, for complication's sake, you don't correlate the size of the integer with the array. Then first they will be confused. During array end or pointer time, I will discuss that. You as of now imagine this is one location, second location, third location. Every location one integer is there. I have to assign A0 equals to this, A1 equals to this. Then my question is why I wrote this symmetry. Shall I write A0 equals to 1, then A1 equals to 44, A2 equals to 55. Shall I assign like that? Then what I am doing? The same again and again continuously I am allocating like how I would have allocated Q equals to 1, W equals to 44, E equals to 55, like that. It is almost same I am doing. No, we will not do that. That is why I showed you this symmetry. See, this symmetry is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Can you tell me that how to generate these numbers continuously? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. How to generate? Just we have learned yesterday and last week. How can we generate the numbers continuously? Starting from 0 to...
With for loop.
With
I is
for
equal to
loop.
0.
With for loop. So why can't we take one for loop for assigning these values and let us make it A of I. Let us make it A of I, where we will run a for loop, which starts from, I need it to be started from 0. So 0, then I less than how much ever I want, 3 element array, 10 element array, how many? 10 element array suppose. So then we should write, because every location I want one value to be inserted. So let me just do I plus plus, yes or no? So in this case, what will happen? I value will be 0 for the first time. So if I use scanf statement, what will happen? I of 0th location, I will get for the first time for I value equals to 0. Next time it will be A of 1. Clear or not? So I don't need to assign A of 0 equals to A of 1 equals to. I can use the for loop and I can rotate the for loop and I can scan all the locations. Yes or no? Let us see. Okay, can you all see that Argosy screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
See the program and try to understand. We have taken one variable I and one array of 10 elements. Okay, we have used one for loop starting from 0 to 4. Okay, so it is less than 5 means 0 to 4. Okay, so what will happen in this case? We are writing scanf %b ampersand A of I. Earlier, how we have scanned a variable? We have scanned a variable by writing the variable name. Like we wrote only this syntax, we all know, %b ampersand A. Yes. Now, in place of variable, it is an array. So how do I write that? In the same syntax of declaration of array. This is called declaration of array, A of 10. Here we are telling compiler to reserve 10 into 2 bytes of memory space in the first line here. Okay. And here what we are doing in this line, what we are doing is we are trying to read the memory locations. How we are trying to read? I have in a name of A, I have reserved 10 memory location. So even I can make here up to 10. I can make here up to 10. Okay, because 10 locations I have reserved. So 10 locations I can scan. How will be the scanning happening? First, when you wrote A10, 10 memory is reserved, which all are empty locations. Okay, which all are empty locations. Then those empty locations I will be scanning one by one by using a for loop. One by one by using a for loop. Okay. So first 0th location will be scanned, and then location 1 will be scanned, location 2 will be scanned, and so on. Is this understandable, or I will write once again and explain?
Understandable,
Sir,
ma'am.
please explain one second.
Ma'am, please explain this.
Okay. We are taking a for loop. Okay, I equals to 0, I less than 10, and I plus plus. Okay, so now we are scanning. Okay, so we are scanning %d, then ampersand a of I, %a of I. So what is the meaning of %a of I? Is I am scanning the location a of I. What is a of I? What is A of I here? A of I is 0th location I am scanning. Okay. A of I is I am scanning 0th location. I am scanning 0th location means first we are scanning location. First we are scanning location A of 0. Let me write, I think it is 1 second. We are scanning A of, okay, you first tell me whether this is understandable or not. A of I, what is the first value? Did all of us understood? It is, we are scanning the location. We are scanning the location. So we will give ampersand. Then A of 0. Is it understandable? Yes, for all.
Yes, ma'am.
I 0, for loop starts with 0. What is the line for that? That is A of I. So A of I means A of 0. Okay. Then next, I value will be how much? Just you simply move through for loop. Move through for loop. What will be the I value? I value will be equals to 1. Clear? I value will be equals to 1. So if I value is equals to 1, which location we will be reading? We will be reading location A of 1. Is this clear? I will be equals to 2. So we will be scanning the location A of 2. Is this completely understandable?
Yes, ma'am.
Any doubt is there? Any doubt from anyone? No. Okay. So can you all understand that starting from 0 to 9, so 9 locations will be scanned. Where is that location? Where is that location? Corresponding to this declaration A of 10, corresponding to the declaration A of 10, what happened already? Like that memory is allocated, so 3 bytes. So here 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So another 10 bytes, means total 10 bytes is already allocated. So A0 is scanned, then A1, then A2, then A3, like that it is scanned. Is it clear? Is it clear? You just see this, you see this A0, A1, A2, this is my A0. Here again I am writing because it should be clear for all my children. This is the A0th location. Location is 0, but element at that location, A indexed location, is 1. So I am scanning which location? I am scanning A0th location, means I am going to read A0th location. Okay, scanning means what? User will enter the value which will be stored in the memory. So I am scanning A0th location, where if I insert one value, so it will be entered to A0th location. Then so A0 equals to actually what? A0 equals to actually 1, which I have given. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let us run first. Then I think it will be little helpful. So, and you see rest of the program. So whatever you have scanned, the same thing you are printing. You are using for loop. I equals to 0 to, let me take it 10 only. Let us utilize the full capacity. So 10, and we are printing A of I. So I equals to 0 for the first time. Then I equals to 1, 2, 3, 4. I moves up to 9. So whatever we have scanned, same thing will be printed. So if I now compile the program, and then if we run the program, what will happen? See, I should have written some corresponding statement for understanding. But as of now, you can understand that computer is asking me to enter 10 values. Okay, so 9 values. So what I should do? 1 value I have given, 2 value, 3 value, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, pressed enter. So can you understand these are the values? I would have given this thing, \n. So see here, just take little trouble to understand. 1, then 3, then 55, then 44, 66, and so on. Are you able to understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Let us give some print. So print F, we will just write enter 10 values. Okay, we'll just write enter 10 integer 10, enter 10 integer values. Okay, give semicolon. Then here while printing, here when we will print, we'll give \n and print for better understanding. I'll show you the other formatting syntax as of now. And if you want to print something, like you want to print A of, you want to print something like another %d, give another %, give another, okay, A of, okay, let us not complicate. So suppose I'm just writing A equals to, and %d, so that you can at least distinguish the values. Okay. So we will execute. So enter 10 values. Now you are going to enter. Let me give the simple value 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Entered. Now you see A equals to, so A of 0 is 1, then 2, then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Can you all understand that scanning happened in the first stage when we entered the value, and whatever we have entered, that got printed. Is it understandable?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Any doubt is there?
Understandable, ma'am.
Understandable? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. So for loop we learned, and immediately after that we started with array, because for loop, by using for loop, we can scan the array. Okay. because it will help us to enter the values in consecutive location. When I equals to 0 to 10 and I is incrementing 1 by 1, so it will be helping us to use the consecutive location. So this part, one quick revision, that is this part is called as array declaration. Array declaration. See, now I don't want to rub this. So I will be giving a comment line, single comment line. Okay. So array declaration. So you have declared the array here. You have scanned the array. You have scanned the array. You have scanned the array, and here what you did, you have printed the value of array. You have printed array. You have printed the array. Is it clear for all of you? I will only write scan. This is your array, scanning of array. Scanning of array. This is printing of array. And this is array declaration. Okay. Is this clear for all of us? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you see, if we compile, we are not getting any error. So this kind of comment line is useful. Where it is useful is when you, suppose you are a programmer and I am a layman, I won't be able to understand what is the meaning of this line. So you can use command line. This line in compiler will not go through. Compiler will not try to execute that. Okay. So see, this is a semicolon. This is a semicolon after integer. Then after that you have written this command line, and for this line there is no other thing. Again, next line will be treated as a single line and the next line code will be executed. Okay. So that's how array scanning will happen. Now, one more example you see. Okay. So can you all see this? Can you all see this? Okay. Before I do that, one more thing I forgot to tell, that is what is the drawback of array? That I will show by using program also. What is the drawback? This is the advantage we have discussed. So what is the drawback? Drawback of arrays. Can you try to tell drawback of array? One drawback. See, one drawback is which I have not yet discussed. Let me first tell you. In this, suppose I don't know how many locations I am going to reserve. I have to reserve. How many locations I have to reserve? I have taken a guess. Okay, let me block 10 locations. But while using, I am not going to use that. I am just using 5 locations. Let us execute and check what happens. Okay. I have an array where blocking wise I have blocked 10 into 2 memory locations. 2 and all I am not telling now. 10 memory locations, 10 integers. But for loop I am running for 5. Will it be executing? What you feel? Yes, it will be executing. See, what will be the difference? I have written 10 values, but will I be able to give 10 values? Here just I am written, no? I have not done. See,
No, ma'am.
no.
They will print only 5 values. Yes.
I can give only 5 values and it will print also 5 values. Because, why? Because I have kept my for loop terminated by I value equals to 5. So as it starts from 0 to 4. Okay. So 0 to 4 means 5 for array, always you have to remember. it goes up to 4 value, but it is not taking 4 values, it is taking 5 values. Okay, so am I a fool to take 10 and using here 5? No, I'm not fool to take 10 values, because see, suppose I'm going to store your names, but if I don't know what is your how many characters, suppose in the case of character I'm telling you as an example, I don't know how many characters I may require to store your name, somebody's name. My name is only very lengthy, I need so many characters, but Ram Roy needs only 336 and 1 space in between, only 6. So I cannot always predict. I know the application I'm going to store the name for this, but I don't know exactly how many memory location I may need for some other people. I don't know that. So I may have need to reserve more memory location. But from that, for this specific name, suppose you are going to only enter your name. So already 20 locations are reserved. So your name is Ram Roy or your name is very long. That does not matter. It somehow within 20 you can accommodate. But if I don't know, what should I do? I have to reserve more only. But I am not using that. So that is one drawback of array. This is called one drawback of array. I am allocating more memory location, but I am not using. 10 I have allocated, like these many memory locations I have allocated, but I have not used. How many I have used? I have used only 5 locations out of 10. Okay, so in this case, what will happen? 5 memory locations will be wasted. 3, 4, and 5. 5 I have used, 5 I have not used. So 5 memory location will be wasted. Okay, so in this case, what is the drawback? Wastage of memory. Wastage of memory. Did you understood why knowingly sometimes memory will be wasted? Yes or
Yes,
no?
ma'am.
Because you are the designer of the program, I am the user. How will you know that tomorrow I will be my another name is Chandonita Thakur Chatterjee. 2 names are there, like 2 surnames I have. So many memory I need. Then you cannot design one software for Ram Roy and one for Chandonita Thakur Chatterjee. Okay, so this is really difficult. So you will be reserving more space, and obviously it will result with wastage of memory. Okay, so for doing something good, we have wasted memory. But anyhow, it is the drawback of array. Memory is getting wasted. One more thing, one more drawback. If I show you, you can understand. Okay, before going to that, I will tell you one more thing. That is, see here, suppose you want to make this program user friendly. So what you can do, instead of giving some specific value, as always we have done, we will be giving here n. And we will be scanning the value of n. Okay, so we'll write scanf, and in between we will write, what you will write, tell me, %d, comma, ampersand n. So you will be scanning the value, how many values you want to insert. So after scanning the value, you can, as of now not using this, you can use that also. I will show in the next class. As of now, drawback I want to complete. So in this case, if you are going to execute this undefined n, so what I have to do, I have to declare n. I have not declared the variable n. Without declaration, I cannot use it. So I have to declare, then I have to compile. Okay, so in this, see, I have not given any print. I am giving 5. What is the meaning? 5 elements I want to insert. N value is 5. I will write the statement for that. So I am giving first element, second, third, fourth, fifth. So you see, I can enter 5 elements. Okay, we should give the this statement, otherwise it will not be clear. Enter, here I will change it to enter number of integer values you want to insert. You should give the number. Suppose you have given 5, 6, 7, 8, but I am just writing less than 10. I have to give less than 10 because my array size is 10. So I cannot allow more than 10 to insert. Why I am writing this statement? Because if I am not writing this, user may not understand. They may see, we can change this in many ways. I'm just showing one way. So you have told user that how many number of values you want to insert, you insert, but that should not be more than 10. Okay, then one I'm writing here, print enter values. So now so what will happen? First, I can see that enter number of integer values, that line user will understand that less than 10 values he has to give. Okay, so that will be scanned. We are scanning in. Then entering values will start. You will be entering any values less than 10. After that, you will be able to print that. Okay. We gave print. So, okay, print f was not given. So see, enter the number of integer values you want to insert. That should be less than 10. So how many you want to insert? I would have given one \n to keep my output printed in the next line. So as of now, I am giving 5. Don't leave. So enter the values. You are entering the values now. 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 got printed. Understandable? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Let me give here $1\n. Let me give here $1\n. After that, $1\n and save and execute. So enter the number of values you want to insert should be less than 10. I'm giving now 7 values. It is asking me to entering the values. Yes, now I am entering the values. 1. I'm pressing enter every time. 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 values got entered. So 7 values got scanned and 7 values got printed. Clear? Is it clear for all my children? Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes. So let us quickly go back and come to the drawback of array. So one more you see, insertion and deletion in array. I'm not going to explain this, but I will just show you. See here I have, see this is the index 0, 1, 2, 3 up to 9. And I have inserted only 5 elements. You see that before insertion, I have, this is the structure of my array. Now, if I want to insert one element, what I need to do? Can you tell me? What I need to do? Can you tell me? No programming logic. Just you tell me. I want to insert one element at position 2. What should I do for that? I need to have location 2 free. At least I can overlap, but I should not delete any content. So what should I do? 50 I must shift to the next location. 40 I should copy to 4th location. 30 I should copy to 3rd location. What we did. Is it understandable?
Yes, ma'am.
Only diagrammatically I think it will be good. I will explain it in the next class, but you as of now understand, all of you close your eyes and imagine you have one array of 100 elements. You have 98 elements. Array is almost filled. Can you all imagine 100 elements array, 100 locations, 98 locations are filled, last 2 locations are empty. All of you can imagine. Now in second location you want to insert one value. So what you have to do? In second location, if you are inserting second location earlier, what value was there? That will be overlapped. Yes or no? Yes or no? Is it understandable? If I want to shift this value, what I need to do? I need to shift 5 here. Then previous to that, what was there? 3. So I need to shift 3 here. So now 3 will not be replaced. I need to shift 55 here and I need to shift 44 here. Then only in this second location I can insert one new value. Yes or no? All of you understood what I told? So what situation I was telling you is, you have 100 elements capacity one array, 98 are filled, and second location you want to insert. So how many shifts you require? From second to 98, all should be shifted 1, 1, 1, 1. It requires n number of shifting. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So similarly deletion. Similarly deletion, if I want to delete 44 from here, okay, deleted. Very simple. I have deleted because I can access the location randomly. Advantage of array, you can add as of now one more, that is access to array is random. Okay, access to array is random. If you want the particular element at location 1, you can just write printf a of 1. You can get it printed randomly. You don't need to traverse whole array. If 98th element you want to print, just write a of 97 because it should be one less. Okay, so 98th element you can at a stretch print. You don't need to traverse the array, or you don't need to do any, you don't need to take any tension. Okay, but the drawback of that is insertion deletion is very tedious job. Okay, insertion and deletion will become very tedious job. You are deleting this, but can we leave this place blank? We cannot keep. I need to again left shift all the element. I need to shift 55 here. I need to shift 3 here. I need to shift 5 here. Let 5 be there here. I don't need to delete. Delete or not does not matter. But in array it should be continuous. So in between, if one is deleted, all the right side elements should be left shifted. So in the case of insertion, all should be right shifted. In the case of deletion, all should be left shifted. Is it clear all to all of my children? Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am. But
Yes, ma'am.
A to A random, if you say once again.
Yes, yes. What I told is, I am telling, when you are accessing a memory location, access is random. Access is random means what? A to A means access to, I cannot feed. Access to array is random. Access to array is random means, suppose this is 10th location of the array. Okay. If I want, I can just write printf. I can write printf %d and sorry. If I want, I can write printf %d, then comma a of 10. I can directly write. But for that, I don't need to, compiler does not need to move from 0th location to 9th location. Okay, directly A10 can be printed. You don't need to traverse the array. Is it understandable?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. The same topic, end topic, I will again revise because this is a concept which is very, very important for interview. Okay. Array in-depth structure, array advantage, disadvantage, and what is the advantage and disadvantage with the help of example you need to explain in the interview. Okay. Okay. Thank you, children.